This is the Carver Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for the date of November 5, 2018. We are in the Carver Town Hall in room number 4 this evening. To introduce again for everyone who may be watching at home or who is in the audience and may not know these folks up here at the table, to my far left is Fran Mello, our newest permanent member, who's been with us for 8 years now, is that right, Ms. Mello? She comes to us with a wealth of business administration and management experience. To my immediate left is Eric Mueller, longtime board member as well, and someone who has a lot of work experience and many certifications in the field of septic. To my immediate right is Sharon Clark, who is the vice chair of this committee, or this board, I should say. She is the senior member of the board, although she looks younger than anybody else up here. Sharon has a number of years of experience under her belt in title search and land issues. And to her immediate right is the newest member of the board, our alternate, Robert Burr, who has been conducting a contracting business here in the town of Carver for a number of years. He has lived in town for 25 years, and he's been in the construction industry since 1985. And we're pleased to have him as our new alternate, occasionally sitting in as a board member when one of us might be absent or is in need of recusing themselves. So we are a full board of 5 this evening, and we're happy to welcome Area 58 as usual. Important for everybody in town to see how its boards and committees are conducting business, and we welcome them as usual. The first order of business tonight is to approve meeting minutes for our last meeting of October 30, 2018, and it has been my custom in the past. I have sent these minutes to board members in advance of tonight's meeting so that they can review them and make a decision about whether they have any changes they'd like to make, any amendments or modifications thereto. So I ask if everybody has gotten their meeting minutes, but for Mr. Burr, who was not yet sworn in at that point. Ms. Mello, did you get the meeting minutes?
Yes.
And Mr. Mueller?
Yes.
Ms. Clark?
Yes.
Anybody like to be heard with regard to changes that they might want to make?
The only thing I saw was, I think that might be a typo. Do you want to look at that, Cameron?
Well, we'll ask Attorney Burke when he comes in whether he, if that's a correct spelling, but it does look like there's an extra A in there. Aaron is usually spelled with 2 A's. But for that single change, does anybody else want to make any changes, amendments, or modifications? I don't hear anyone speaking up, so I ask for a motion.
I move that we accept the meeting minutes of October 30th, 2018, with the clarification of correcting the spelling of the name Aaron.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so those meeting minutes are accepted, but for the change in the spelling of Attorney Burke's first name. Okay, we have a number of matters to discuss this evening, the first of which is a continued public hearing, case number 24-4A, the petitioner being David Mulcahy of DBA Oh Dear South Shore, P.O. Box 340, Kingston. The petitioner is requesting a variance pursuant to Section 5222 and Section 2230 of the Carver zoning bylaw for property located at 150 North Main Street in Carver, which is at Assessor's Map 24, Lot 4A, to construct an addition to the rear of a pre-existing non-conforming residence in a highway commercial district. Said addition for the purpose of an office and the storage of business materials. Now, late this afternoon, I received a request, a formal request from the attorney for the petitioner for a continuance of this hearing tonight. Is that correct?
Not quite. I had sent a letter on October 31 requesting a continuance. My request tonight.
Was that directed to me, Mr. Cirque?
Yes, and it was sent to you by email.
I recall one coming in saying that in the interests of complete disclosure, you would probably be requesting a continuance.
That's correct.
But I sensed a little bit of waffling in there, so I wasn't sure if that was going to be a hard request or not.
But what I said was, in the interest of full disclosure, please note that as a result of discussions subsequent to last night's public meeting, the applicant has decided to request a further continuance from November 5.
Okay, so I stand corrected. I got another email from you late this afternoon wondering whether you needed to be here. And since we were so close to tonight's meeting and not wanting to step on anyone's toes up here, I thought it would be best for you to come in and make that request personally. What is the reason for that request?
The reason for the request is because we have a pending hearing that has begun before the planning board for site plan approval. It's scheduled to be, it has begun and it's scheduled to resume on November 13th. It may very well be continued after that because we may be amending the petition to seek a special permit to the extent necessary because of the fact that the property, like the entire town, is in the Water Resource Protection District. And the claim has been made that because of the pesticides that are used in O'Deere's business, we need a special permit under the Water Resource Protection District. And if we do, we will need to amend the petition, re-advertise, and re-notify the abutters, in which case we will probably have a public hearing at that point in December. And what I would like to do would be to go to the conclusion of the planning board process on site plan approval and, as I've indicated, probably special permit as well before returning to this board. Now, with respect to this board, the opinion that you gave me from town council at our last meeting indicated that the issue of whether or not Mr. Mulcahy is a tradesman is an issue that needs to be decided by the town. And what I intend to do is to meet again with Mr. Francis, the building commissioner, with examples of tradesmen similar to Mr. Mulcahy who have applied for and been granted zoning permits and building permits as tradesmen, in the hope that I can change his mind as to whether or not Mr. Mulcahy is a tradesman, because if he is determined to be a tradesman, then we need no relief here, because a tradesman is an allowed use in the highway commercial zone. If his mind cannot be changed, then I'm in a difficult position, because according to town council's opinion, the board cannot grant a use variance